Hey guys, so me and Mum and Luke are out walking the track currently. Mum and then Luke's in the distance. We're just going over today basically. We had free practice this morning. I don't really have much to say about free practice, to be fair. We were about 9 seconds off what Coops did. Obviously Coops is leading, that's why we're using him as a benchmark. So we could go faster, obviously, but we've got a good base line for tomorrow to work from. There's a few places where I think I could go faster. That's what we're just coming out, discussing, talking, walking. It's a long trek round here on foot, but you're not allowed to use, you can ride scooters and push bikes, but you're not allowed mopeds or electric scooter thingies on the circuit at night, so we have to walk. But yeah, we are out at 9:15 in the morning. Sorry, I'm just looking down. There's a load of like weird cockroachy flying buggy things that have been flying at us all day. But yeah, so we're out quite early in the morning. Everybody's saying it's going to rain overnight, so we'll see what it's like in the morning. But currently it's quite mild. It's supposed to get up to 27 degrees tomorrow. It was very hot today as well. And the tarmac was pretty like what we would call green when we got here. It didn't look like it had been used a lot. It was very dusty. Obviously they've been out painting all the lines and stuff with all the vans, but it was quite dusty when we got here, so we've kind of chewed up a tyre today, but a little bit. It's not awful, but it's something that we wouldn't want to do to a new one tomorrow. But apparently a green track does do that to tyres, so we'll see what tomorrow brings with the tyre. And yeah, that's about it really. I will talk to you all in a bit. Bye guys.
Right. And the bike. Hey. Don't be scared, come in. So this is Kate Walker, ladies and gentlemen. Right? The legend that is Kate Walker. She rode at the World Superbike Round last week at Donington. She's hobnobbing with all the stars. She's actually made it through tomorrow without having to go through all the heats. Well done you.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good afternoon for us. We didn't make it easy. I got off to a bad-ish start, so into the first corner I was quite a lot further back than I would have liked to have been. But I fought back and came 13th, so that puts me straight through to the race tomorrow without having to worry about going into the last chance qualifier tonight, which is good.
Okay, so here's a question I'm going to ask you. So Tinto Rabat is coming, your Moto2 champion, has ridden that bike for the first time. McCallum's Yamaha wanted him to go through Q2 so he would get Q1 to get more experience. As a rider, do you sometimes feel when you're not gelling with a track that you would benefit as an engineer setting the bike up for the race tomorrow, or is that just, I don't know?
You possibly could, but you're risking a lot, aren't you? Because if it goes wrong, if you could have qualified straight away and it goes wrong, because the last chance qualifier, it's not a case of it chooses where you're going to be on the grid. It's if you're not above this position, you're not racing. So it could go quite badly wrong and you could end up not racing for the sake of, but obviously if you're going fast enough to qualify in the first place, then surely you've gelled with it somewhat.
Yeah. So obviously we talked to you this morning and you were buzzing and you could see that. How do you feel now? Are you like, oh, I am absolutely shattered, or do you feel like you just want to go out and race?
To be fair, no, I am pretty knackered tonight. The heat takes a lot out of you when you've got your leathers on. Okay. It's a lot harder to race in this heat than it is, especially when the bikes are getting so hot and wafting hot air up at you, and it's not like you get a break from the hot because you're sat on top of the thing that's doing the heating. So like once you get back in the holding area and you get to put it on its stand and stand away from it, you're like, cool down, get my leathers off.
Okay, so see that big screen there? What information are you getting from that? Is that just going, go faster?
It's Space Invaders.
So as you're going along, what information are you being fed?
It's just a rev counter. It's a fancy looking rev counter, is what it is.
That's it.
So there's a gear indicator to tell you what gear you're in, and then yeah, it's just a rev counter.
Do you ever look at that? Because you must know, it's like metronomic. Okay, I take this corner in third gear, I do this straight, I'm up to fifth, I'm back down to third, so obviously I know most of the tracks we're going to from racing the 600 here, but when we come first practice, yeah, I'm looking to know kind of where I am. When I'm learning the track, I have to watch what I'm doing, and then I know, right, okay, last time I came around here in fourth and it didn't work, so we'll try third. Or okay, cool.
Once I've got a few laps down, like this afternoon, I'm not watching at all. I'm listening to the bike and I'm just changing gear where I know I need to, basically.
Okay, so that's all. There's no lap times on there, so you don't know if you're on pace, you don't know if you're above or below where your fast pace is?
No, we did have a GPS lap timer, but the way the dash works, it's got a GPS sender for the kind of things you can do with it as a road bike, because, so if you were using it as a road bike, obviously it's not just a fancy rev counter, it's got trip meters and everything your car has, your fuel gauge, all that. Oh yeah, you can do your sat nav on there, but also the other thing that they do is they have a Bluetooth connection to an app on your phone, and they'll tell you where you've ridden, your brake pressures and your throttle position of where you've ridden.
Okay.
So it's like you can map with your friends when you're going out on rides is the idea.
Okay.
So because it's got a GPS unit to do that, the lap timer I personally have, the two GPSs fight with each other, so my lap timer doesn't work.
Okay.
And I've just they're expensive, so I've not bought another one, basically.
Okie dokie. So when you come off, let's talk about, your physical being. So do you eat straight away? Because there's not much to you. You're quite lightweight. So is it just like, do you have electrolyte drinks? Do you have a meal? Are you able to eat because you're buzzing? How does it work?
So we have got a meal plan. Me and the girls, Brad from the Mad Academy, does our fitness training and our meal plans. I'm a little bit of a weirdo, and certain textures.
No one ever call you a weirdo.
Certain textures of things upset me, so we tried oats for this round as my meal, but I'm not very keen on the texture of oats, we found out. So that'll be another one back to the drawing board.
Did they come back up into your helmet?
No,
okay.
But it's just when I'm eating them, I don't like the texture. So I tend to just eat normal meals, what I would eat at home, basically. But I do drink electrolyte drinks and a lot of water, because what a lot of people forget is, so you keep up with your 1.7 litres of water a day at home, then you get here and you forget, and that's why a lot of people get headaches. And I was doing it to myself earlier in the year. I was drinking enough water at home, and then we were getting here and I was getting busy and I was forgetting. So keeping the water down you is very important, especially when it's this hot.
That's cool. Right, I'm going to hand you over to Pete. So Pete, we were talking as well this morning over breakfast. If you want to understand the basic costs to run an F900, talk me through it. I want to enter Kate in a team next year.
Okay, the first tip to do that is a tip that my dad told me a long time ago. When you're going racing, dig a hole in the ground, fill it with money, jump on it, fill it a bit more, keep jumping on it and filling it until you can get none in there. When you get to that point, go racing.
Okay.
However, brief numbers on the bike. So this bike we're allowed to run 4 tyres of any front and back combination. So at the last round I think we had 1 front and 2 or 3 rears, and at this round we're going to have 2 fronts, 2 rears. We put those on, and we have to buy them from the supplier here, so everyone's on control tyres, and that will cost us £800 for the weekend.
Okay.
Then we have to run fuel, which is again a control fuel, and that comes out at just under £4 a litre. But it means that everyone is running a standard and has to do what they're meant to do.
Yep.
There is fuel testing. They were doing that in Park Ferme. I don't know what the results are from that. That's not my interest. All I know is that we put the right stuff in it, and it goes around very quick when Kate's riding it.
Okay, doke. So over a year, I think it was at 12,500, 13,000 pounds out of your pocket.
I say out of my pocket. It comes out of the Two Strokes Racing sponsors' pockets.
Okay.
So in the off season and during the year, I cajole, talk to, and I'm sure I'm going to be coming and talking to that lady very soon. We try and gain as much help and support from sponsors, because my race team is not about me racing, because we work, Two Strokes Racing is me and a few others. We work with FHO for Kate, and I've been with Kate now for 2-3 years, and we have a young 10-year-old that we look after, and we have an old fella, he's here somewhere, that rolls around on our Steely, and it's all about getting those riders out and trying to get them as far up the tree as we can do, which is what we've done with Kate so far.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's just giving back to the sport that I've been in the racing paddock now for 30 plus years, and we couldn't have any children, so we do it for other people, because that's what why not just do it for someone else?
No, that's amazing. I think it's a massive thing that I'm learning. This is my first time in the paddock where I'm really involved, and it gets me as a huge family. Everybody looks after everybody else. I know that it's a lot of money orientated, but it's just sort of like you all seem to have each other's back. Am I wrong? Or
no, absolutely. One of the lads that we're racing against, and he has been fighting against Kate in previous races, he dropped his bike earlier on today. So as soon as we got Kate's bike back in, tyre warmers on, fuel done, then myself and Luke, Kate's brother, went round to his garage, or his setup, to help him get his bike ready so he could go out racing. He's a competitor, because we want him out there, because the more people out there, the more of a race it is.
So here's a geeky question. It's something that, again, when I interview riders and managers, you say stuff that you just off the tip of your tongue, and I'm like, then I try and reflect and go, what were you talking about? You were talking about when Kate comes in, you have to decompress.
I don't. Kate does. Goes through what she's done in the race.
So we thought you were talking about the bike. You had to do some things. Everything's heated up. It's like you shake a can of pop, and if you open the top, it goes. Psh.
Well, there is that to it, because he's bouncing around like Tigger sometimes when she comes in off the bike.
But so technical terms, you just have to chill the shit out. I like it. I like it.
And go through. I think you can. I'll pass over to you, but I think Kate talks with her brother Luke, who's been around since day one of the racing. What do you talk about?
So we've been getting in the back of the, we're calling it a debrief. We're going full professional. So we've been getting in the back of the truck where it's quiet. Me and my brother. So he'll ask me questions about how it's gone, certain things he's seen. So if he's been watching and he can see, I don't know, the back squatting coming into a corner, he's saying, right, okay. So is it doing that anywhere else? And is it doing that on the throttle? Is it doing that? So he's working out what it's doing and what I'm doing to make it do that.
Okay, that's cool.
And the other thing that we do is we talk through, so things like where I managed to overtake certain people, where I think I could do it better, where I think I could go faster, where I think I was going well, things that I want to try. So like we've been messing with the preload in the front suspension, because Coops runs different than me. So we've been basically just trying it, running a couple of turns each time, seeing how it goes. And then he comes when I come in, but he's the brains behind it, to be honest with you. I can tell him what the bike's doing, but he's walked away now, so he's not even listening to me talking good about him. But yeah, so he's the brains behind it, so he asks the questions to get the answers he needs, so he knows what it's doing. So like a lot of the time I could come in and say, oh, the rear's pumping here, here and here, but like when we're looking at the tyre, like you can see the line, like here, this line. So there's the different patterns of how that tears depends on whether it's a suspension issue, a track issue, a tyre temperature issue, a tyre pressure issue, a Kate issue. So
it's always the bike's fault, is it? It's never my fault.
There's various different things, but it's not particularly an issue, because obviously I've gone faster. But there's always room for improvement. Motorsport's always a compromise between the perfect setup and how it will work. So when we're looking at that, we've got changes in mind for tomorrow, ready to smooth that out on the new tyres for tomorrow. Because in theory, the less of that we do, the faster we'll go.
No, that's pretty cool. Look, thank you for taking the time. I'm so excited for you tomorrow. I think you're going to have one of the best results so far. You know, feedback from some of the fans that you were here earlier on, I know there's not many of you here, but they said that you explained it well and you come across brilliantly. So I think from a fan's perspective, thank you to both of you. And we might have to bring you in tomorrow to do some more interviews. I'm just going to give him the mic and you go around and talk to people.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So
Just let him loose.
I know, I don't know if that's a good thing or not.
I don't know, he was chasing somebody earlier. Who were you chasing earlier? A commentator.
Oh,
He's not very good with names.
hang on, is that Dow Kawasaki?
He's bold, isn't he?
No,
Stafferton, who commentates on the sidecars on Eurosport? That's who we're thinking of. I can't remember his name.
we're awful. The two of us, man, we would be ridiculously bad at a big interview, wouldn't we? We'd just call them Jock or Frank.
Do you want to know why I was chasing him?
Why?
Okay, so the reason why I was chasing this chap, I saw him walk past, I thought, I need to go and talk to you. And it was because at the National Motorcycle Museum 2 years ago, they had their big show, and we'd taken the bike along that Kate was riding for me, and I explained what we're doing, why we're racing and so forth, to get Kate into BSB. And last year she had a cracking season, 30 races with 30 podiums. Never off the podium for the whole race. And I went to tell him, you know, I said that we're going to get into BSB, we're here. So he was really chuffed to find out that what we had planned, we've got to do, and it was nice to give him the second part of the story. So I said to him, we're going for a world championship at some point, but we'll come back a bit later on with that one.
That's brilliant. Look, I'm hearing the guys out, they're doing their warm-up lap, the race is about to start, you all want to go and watch them. Kate, thank you very much, Pete, thank you very much. And this is going to be on YouTube.
Yeah.
FHO BMW 900R, Kate Walker, watch this space.
Thank you very much.
That's the point.
Well, yeah.
So it's the camera's not really focusing. I'm focusing on the trolley so you can see the rain. It's on top of the barrel. So it's obviously we don't have to go out tonight because we've qualified. But yeah, our last chance, the Junior Supersport race is now-ish, and then the last chance qualifier is the next one. So yeah, decision I'd rather not be making. But yeah, we're gonna go hopefully watch the last chance qualifier when it's out. Steve's just gone. Steve, who I raced with last year, is helping Benji, who's in my class, with his mechanics this weekend. So he's just gone to see about Benji changing his wheels. Luke's cleaning my brakes. Scrubbing all the brake dust out the pad, out the calipers. I might go and help him do the other side, to be fair, because I normally do, rather than just sitting here. But they get quite dirty. I'll show you actually. I'll show you. You can see all the brake dust. So that's because we're using the pads and they create dust like that. But just keeping them free is better because less rolling resistance and just stops them binding on at any point. So yeah, other than that, not much going on. The weather makes me very glad that we've managed to qualify this weekend. Very grateful for that. It looks like it's stopping now, but it's one of them, isn't it? It's in everybody's head now, and it is quite slippy here in the wet. This is one of the slippier circuits we come to in the wet. So yeah, we'll see. It has cooled down a bit as well, which is good.
bloodstained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. Looking for change, looking for pain, pulling a mob, pushing a train. I'll never stop, stick to a lane, pick up the pieces and go rearrange. I'll be the best above all the rest, put me to the test and expect nothing less. Your check is I'm chest, it's happening next. He got the venom, a tangible weapon, no coming in second. This life is a lesson. He got a new engine from pain, that's a blessing. New focus, no guessing, just.
Hey guys, so this weekend ended pretty well. I've been in from the race a little bit now. We've been packing up some of the stuff and back in the truck, but I've just been put on camper van duty, so I'm just waiting for them to ferry me the first load of crap, well, stuff, useful stuff to go away. But I finished 21st, so I started 25th, I finished 21st. I've had a good few battles for the first few laps of the race, and then on the last lap of the race as well, I got overtaken on the end of at the end of the main straight, but I managed to get him back on the last corner up the inside, and then drove for the start finish line. So yeah, pretty happy with that. We've gone faster again than the time that we did before, time that we did earlier in the week. I've not managed to actually look at it, so I'll look at it on the way home, and I might come back to you and talk to you about the sectors and stuff. But yeah, so I got off to a much better start in that race. Still not great, but a lot better. I didn't lose anywhere near as many places, and then in the second corner I gained a few of them back, going around the outside of a couple of people. And yeah, and then I just basically picked off the group in front of me. I was sort of catching the group ahead of me towards the end of the race, but not really fast enough to do anything about it. But yeah, I think there's probably more to come next time. Well, I'm not saying next time we come, that'll be next year now, because we're not doing Snet again this year. But yeah, so next round is Brands Hatch. So I will see you all at Brands Hatch. Please like, comment, share, subscribe. Like I said, it's a free way of helping me and the team out to get me where I'm going. And yeah, if you think there's anything else we could do better or add anything in, then let me know. So yeah, bye guys. Da-dum. Da-dum. Da-dum.
An obsession, all in his possession. You got their attention, I'll leave an impression and take a redemption. Just kill no discretion, your mind is